Pearson Roy with Entertainment Weekly. We are at Comic-Con and on Facebook with the cast of Discovery of Witches. Hi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Everyone having fun? Everyone good? Hydrated?
Yes.
Just about.
It's great.
So this is super interesting. I have been very intrigued about this show. But first of all, I wanted to ask, how well did you all know the books before coming to this project? And then what were you excited about bringing to life?
Lachlan.
How well did you know the book, Lachlan?
Yeah, I read the book before. It was given to me by Ryan and Jane Tranter, who discovered the books and brought the series to life. It came about quite quickly. It was originally conceived as a film, but there was just too much material in the books. It's just so rich that it made sense to turn it into long-form television drama, which is exactly what Jane and Ryan did. So they very quickly met up with Deb, the author, and we went to Sky in the UK, who snapped it up, and the rest is history.
It's pretty exciting. How about for you guys? Did you know the books well, or?
I didn't actually.
Okay.
No.
No, I don't think any of us did.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's awful to say that's not necessarily my genre. I don't want to say it because I don't want to make the fans
That's okay.
But-
It's okay. But you came to it
Yes,
once you got
absolutely.
this. And
And in fact, I think, certainly after I'd read the scripts and made a decision that I did want to be part of this project, then I read the first novel because you sort of have to, because it helps with your character's background. It gives you all the texture that you can sort of add to how you create your character and the world that the character lives in.
Yeah.
But I haven't read any more. I've only got that far because I don't want to know.
Same.
Yeah.
Right.
I've read them all.
It's what happens. Everything.
The first series. So the first series it's an 8-part series, and it is on the first book, which is great. So, Alex, I actually wanted to ask you and Valarie about bringing Sara and Emily's relationship to life. Like, what did you guys like about it when you were reading it on the page, and then what did you talk about in capturing it?
You go.
Well, to answer the part of the first question, I just got the sides. I was auditioning and I fell in love with the sides. The material that they gave me, I was like, oh my God, I have to play her. And then once I got the gig, thank you very much, thank you. And then when I got the gig and start reading the books, I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. And to play this loving relationship with this beautiful human being, Teresa playing Diana, our daughter by, unfortunate circumstances where we actually end up raising her. It was just a natural. And then it so happens we are a couple, and that's not an issue in the show. What is an issue is that we're witches, but not because we are two females having to be in love, and that's what was so beautiful, because we have a loving relationship with a loving daughter that we really care about, our surrogate daughter, and
for Valarie and I, our very first scene that we shot was where we are both discovered in bed. And we're just sleeping.
Nice to know.
We're sleeping, but in a way, you have to get to know somebody then and be relaxed with that person very quickly.
Yeah.
We just hit it off, actually, didn't we, Valarie?
we did.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan of hers anyway, so I kind of fanned and geeked out when I met her.
Yeah.
Like, same thing with Teresa too, and Owen. I was like, okay.
And also, we had so many scenes where it was just the two of us on a porch talking to Teresa at the end of the phone that, we had a lot to talk about, didn't we? And figure out about who we were and what our likes and dislikes are.
Yeah. So, Teresa, you were playing Diana Bishop. What were you sort of excited to convey with her? And then Matthew Good is not here, sadly, but I did want to ask you a little bit about just you and Matthew and what you guys talked about this hopefully steamy affair that we get to see between you two.
Yeah, for me, I was instantly drawn to Diana. I love that she's such a complex woman. She's not black and white, she's many shades, and she's allowed to be strong and brave and fierce, but also vulnerable and have insecurities. And she's running away from a part of her life that makes her feel really deeply uncomfortable. And I just thought she was so colourful. And I held on to that and I explored that as much as I could. In terms of Matthew, we all love Matthew. He is such a character. He's
all right, right?
He's such a goofball. He's quite similar to Matthew de Clermont, but there's such a playfulness about Matthew Good in real life that we all really connected to that side of him. I mean, he's constantly laughing and giggling, and well, you know, he had a lot of fun with boomerangs. We really, I know, we really had a good time with him, and it's so sad that he's not here. He's actually working.
Well,
so it's a good
we'll
excuse.
find him again at some point down the line where we keep talking about this.
Yeah.
So how was it just being, because I know you filmed a lot in Oxford, and I'm, you know, just obsessed with the history of that university, and then being at the Bodleian, like, how was it just filming at the grounds that this was set in?
It was so magical. I mean, it's such a beautiful city. And we brought some of Oxford to Cardiff because the Bodleian Library itself we had to build, so we just replicated literally one for one that into the studio. Because there's some
The
very
exact replica.
Yeah.
And the Bodleian is where the secret manuscript is hidden.
Is Ashmole 782.
There you go. So
And there's a-
it's
yeah.
Here
important.
somewhere.
There's an amazing scene in episode 3 which you must watch, which is the kind of the final scene that we're really in the Bodleian for.
I'm
It
glad you told me because I
involves-
was going to skip episode
Involves
3.
this
but-
Yes,
guy
Mr. Owen Teale.
Oh, interesting.
doing some magic.
So I'm intrigued. Were any of you nervous about any part of bringing these books to life, because the fandom is so devoted?
I feel like Owen's so used to this, though. Game of Thrones, such a fandom.
Fans, yeah. Not personally, but you know, yes, with the thing with the thrones was the same.
Yes,
But,
I heard of that show.
Have you?
Have you heard of it? I don't know.
I think really that it's the keeping the faith that the collaboration is going to work, because you don't, nobody knows, you can't legislate for that. So the book has to go through many changes to become a television series, and part of that is the chemistry of bringing people together. So you just hope that it's going to work, because if it doesn't, it can fall at any one of those points.
Right.
And it's always a challenge with literary
It's
adaptations. When
That's
it's-
what I was nervous about.
Yeah, when it's written, so much of it's written in first person,
Right.
which works phenomenally well in the novel.
Yeah.
But in translating that to
Yeah.
the screen, you have to breathe life into it in a slightly different way. And what we did was we would look at moments later in the first novel and bring those forward, just so that we set up the world and establish the characters in the series, and very clearly set out who are witches, who are vampires, and who are demons.
Thank you guys so much for being here and telling us about this show. I can't wait to watch it, especially episode 3, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait, and we look forward to catching up with you more, hopefully, as we continue to see this story grow. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.